Hey, how are you? Brian Cain, your peak performance and mental conditioning coach here. And in this short video, I want to share with you 9 of my favorite motivational signs, or what I call signs of success, that I have seen around the country in some of the best locker rooms, best offices of the highest achieving athletic programs. Now, signs of success and how you market your messages to your team are critical. I see a mistake that a lot of coaches make is they just put up signs that they see that they think are good instead of waiting to make sure that the sign that they put up has a meaning and is tied back into a philosophy of their mental conditioning program. Let's take a look. First one, it says, "So what?" This was a sign that was hung up in the dugout. TCU head baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle, a master of the mental game, the 2013 Team USA baseball national team field manager, led the Frogs to the College World Series in 2010. You see he has the "so what" sign there to remind his players that, hey, adversity is going to happen. Embrace adversity. Expect and anticipate adversity, and when it happens, say "so what" and get to the next pitch or the next play. The second sign was on an on-deck circle. It says, "Get big." So every time that player is standing on that on-deck circle before they walk to home plate, they remind themselves to get big. I've seen get big signs. The last thing that players touch walking out of a locker room for a basketball game, for a football game, for a soccer game. I've seen get big put in on mouth guards that players wear just as a reminder to walk around with that big body language, because physiology and how you carry yourself affects psychology and how you think. Third sign, core covenants. From master of the mental game Patrick Murphy in the 2012 NCAA national champion University of Alabama softball team. This is one of the best signs of success I've ever seen. Inside of his locker room are the core values, the core covenants of Alabama softball. Talked about every day. One of the greatest coaches in college athletics, Coach Murphy, always emphasizing what it means to be a Crimson Tide softball player. It comes back to these core covenants. Auburn University softball, Tina Dees has a sign that talks about the next 200 feet and every day being committed to that day's journey, that day's process. And if you were to drive, if you were to get in your car and you were to drive anywhere in the country, all you need to do to get there is see the next 200 feet of the road. And if you can see the next 200 feet of the road, you will get to where you want to go. It's a really simple process. And when we run into trouble is when we start looking too far ahead. We start looking at the outcome and not the process of what we need to do to dominate that day. That's the 200-foot mentality. We take a look at Omaha. Cal State Fullerton dugout. Head coach George Horton, 2004 NCAA national champions, had a sign in there that said Omaha. Opportunistic, makeup, attitude, hustle, always put the team first. A way to take an acronym that has meaning for any college baseball program and make it specific for your program. So wherever your championship is, can you use that word to tie in characteristics that will help you become a championship team? No excuses, number 6. The Montreal Canadiens, one of the greatest athletic organizations in the history of sport. This is the one sign that's in their locker room when they walk out. Real simple, real straightforward. Make no excuses. Be accountable for all your actions and everything that you do. Process over outcome. Another sign that comes from Patrick Murphy in the Alabama softball dugout. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Focus on what you can control, and the outcome takes care of itself. Many mistakes that we make as coaches and athletes is we focus too much on outcome, too much on what we can't control, and give away the value and the power of the process, what you can control. Number 8. This was a photo I took when I had a chance to tour the Tampa Bay Lightning facility. And it was one of the signs that was in their front office that talked about make the choice every day to get better. What type of choices are you encouraging your teams to make and your athletes to make with the signage that's hung up in your facility? Have you thought about the signs that hung up there? Do you see them every day? Do they have a message, or are they just signs? Is it just wallpaper at this point? You've got to be very calculated with the signs that you hang up. Like number 9, Brendan Doherty, assistant coach, Western Kentucky baseball, has a sign hung up in the dugout there with head coach Matt Myers that says, "Will over skill." You don't have to be the best team. You just have to play the best. You see, the best team never wins. It's always the team that plays the best. And part of playing your best is a belief that will beats skill every single time. So use these signs to train the mentality you want in your program and go out and impose your will every single day. Thanks for checking out this video.